Back on Trojans Live, Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Max Brown, and we are joined by our best in the game, Kamari Ramsey, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of USC Athletics, helping the world keep promises. Kamari, you come over from UCLA, your first year here at USC. What went into that decision? You're a local guy, and now playing for the Trojans.
First things first, Coach Lynn leaving, that was a big loss. After playing with him for 1 year, I loved his defense, NFL-style defense. I've always watched the Ravens play. That's where a lot of his scheme has came from. So that played a major factor. And then the business program here as well also played a major factor into me coming here just because UCLA didn't have a business program or undergraduate business program. And that was something I wanted to pursue. So those are two major factors.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about Coach Lynn and his kind of defense. Obviously, you guys had a great year on defense at UCLA. You know, what does he bring? Why is it so safety friendly? I guess on that back end.
It's very aggressive, and for my play style as a versatile safety, he puts me in many different positions to make plays, and he's always playing to my strengths. So sometimes you gotta play to your weaknesses, and your weaknesses might get exposed here and there. But as far as his scheme, and he's always gonna put you in the best position to make plays.
I remember when I covered your guys' game early on last season, we were talking with Coach Lynn, and he was like, hey, keep an eye out on this dude. He's the guy that's had a big offseason, and you're the name that was highlighted all over our board. What allowed you to have or make such a big jump in the offseason last year that made you, such a staple in UCLA's defense a year ago? And how do you build upon that now as you're being more of a veteran type of guy and not a youngster?
It just started with my mindset going into spring ball, just being locked in, taking that as my opportunity to show the coaches that I could play because there was a new defense coordinator at the time. So just showing him that I could play, and then I had great players around me. Like you've seen the defense, the plays that we all made. So I just had a great team, and we just bought into the scheme. And once we bought in, we was just one as a unit.
You're listening to Kamari Ramsey on Trojans Live. And Kamari, usually when you think of a transfer or a freshman, any sort of newcomer, they're sort of behind and need to catch up in a program. But because you're the one that has the advanced knowledge on the defensive coordinator, how much are you helping out your new teammates in trying to understand exactly what Coach Lynn wants them to do?
Yeah, that's the main thing I've been trying to do is help others and get everybody else up to speed and try to be an extension of the coach on the field. So that way we all get the scheme down, and that way once fall camp hits, it's not like we're trying to catch up or anything. We already know what we're doing, and we're real comfortable.
What's that? I've talked to Max about this a little bit. The transfer process. You're going from one team and you're coming into another team. It's a whole new locker room. The guys, you got to kind of feel out the guys. You might know some guys, you might not. So, what's that process like walking into a new locker room?
It's been an easy transition. They've welcomed me with open arms. I knew a couple players on the team. J-Rock, both from 661 Palmdale. So
there you go. Palmdale in the house.
Yeah, sir. So it was an easy transition because we all got the same goal. Everyone wants to win. We all want to win. You know what USC is, what the tradition is. So we just want to win. So we all buying in. Everybody's open to bring each other, new people in, and just being open to each other.
Yep. Feels like in years past, the safety position here, it's been guys that are either like true free safeties or true strong safeties. Had Hufunga, who's much more of a strong safety a few years ago, and Bullock last year, much more of a center field type of safety. Where do you think you fall into that? Do you like the more strong safety role or the free safety role, or maybe even nickel, which we were talking about in the previous segment? How do you assess that?
I really don't try to put myself into a category. I feel I could play both. I show strengths at both, so I play both.
You have a new secondary coach in Doug Belk. What's work with him been like?
It's been really good. He's been teaching a lot of different techniques, a lot of knowledge. He's put a lot of people in the NFL, so it's good to get a different young position coach too. So he relates to us too. So yeah, it's good. He's been good to us.
I heard you guys had a crawfish boil on the field after practice the other day, man. Have you been to a crawfish boil before? Did you know the proper etiquette at a crawfish boil when they just roll that stuff on the table?
No, sir.
First one, huh?
Crawfish is not really. I feel
not
like
a staple in
Wait,
Palmdale?
who sparked this? Who sparked
it's
this?
Not really. I don't know. It's not really for me because it's like you gotta.
A lot of work.
A lot of work,
and
not a lot of meat on
little
that bone.
food. Yeah, so I wasn't really too fine with it. It wasn't really my taste for real, but it was good to us bonding outside of practice though, so that was good.
Do they not usually throw like some shrimp or some sausage in there?
Oh
too?
no, yeah, they for sure.
potato,
You were eating that. You were
Yeah,
eating sausage.
yeah.
You're like, this is a lot less work and a lot more fun.
Yes, sir.
You guys probably had that all the time with Orgeron.
Oh yeah, we had gumbo. We had etouffee. Yeah, we had all the Southern classics with the Coach O. Yeah, we learned. There's actually like a process to get it out. If you can like kind of rip that thing and just kind of pinch and pull, like you got to know the process, or else it's a lot of work.
Too much work.
And then it's still dirty too. So like once you open it, so yeah, I didn't really like that.
How does the safety assess the move to the Big Ten? I feel like you make so much of it as the West Coast ball is much more spread, air raid type of schemes, and then Big Ten like gear up, cold weather coming downhill, and then especially for a position like yourselves, like how do you approach that?
Just football is physical. No matter who you're playing, where you're playing, what time you're playing, football is physical. So no matter if we're in the Big Ten, SEC, Pac-12, it doesn't matter who we playing on defense or playing football in general. You got to be physical to play this game.
What are we getting in John Humphrey? We mentioned him earlier as another guy who you played with last year, who's coming over here to USC.
Oh, length, speed, size. John Humphrey is one of the most freakiest athletes I've ever seen. Just he could do everything. He has the size, he has the speed. He's a technician, has a good press, long arms. Like he's just a freak athlete, and that was actually a good piece with him coming over too.
Only a couple practices into spring ball, and you got a ways to go to the game. But what are you trying to get out of this spring ball when you look at it when it finishes up? Where's something you want to progress at?
Just everything, really. Just knowing my run gaps, knowing my technique, staying in my technique, pass coverage, run coverage, really just everything.
How was winter conditioning? Did we get through that? That was always the least favorite part of the calendar year was the February winter conditioning.
Oh yeah, it was pretty harsh though, especially running in the stadiums and all that. But the weight room was probably the toughest, I would say, just because we were trying to get big and put on more muscle mass, just because they know what type of teams we're playing and you got to put your body through that. So just get your body ready for that. So that was probably the biggest thing that we had to do.
They have you running the Coliseum?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's new. That wasn't when I was here.
I saw you rocking number 7. What went into that decision?
7. That's like a family number. My favorite number is 3, but that's retired. So
yeah.
And then
7 will be retired soon too, right?
Call him Carson.
So yeah, and I wore 27 last year, so just easy transition.
Good safety number at USC, 7. A lot of great safeties. Do a little research. This Thorpe Award winner, the worst 7 to Mark Carriers, All-Americans. Kamari Ramsey next in line in that 7. Going to look at it there in the Coliseum coming up this fall. And you can catch him coming up this spring. The USC spring game is April 20 at noon at the Coliseum. So make sure you get to your tickets for that. Just USCTrojans.com/tickets. Trojans Live is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino, a proud partner of USC football. A guy who knows something about playing safety at USC is next. It's Bryson Shaw on Trojans Live.